And so I want to go ahead, I want to connect to my database. So who remembers the command I used to get into database land?
Oh yeah, I have it written down, but I shouldn't. I'll say it.
Is it -H?
That's where I specify if I was connecting to a server, but there was a command just to get into it.
MariaDB.
MariaDB. Yep, help if I actually type in the right string. Not MattDB. Sorry, Matt. MariaDB. Yep.
MariaDB. Yeah.
Welcome to MariaDB Monitor. Okay. Who remembers what I do to get into a database?
-H.
What's that?
-H.
-H is how I specify a host name. But since I'm connected just to local because I can't access the server either, I'm automatically inside the server itself. So what do I do to talk to a database? There's a thing we have to do. There's a 3-letter word. It's not new.
Oh, set.
Not set.
Use, yeah.
So I use, and then I use the name of the database. Okay, and so I can have my manga fruit. And so I have that right there. Adam human / h username -p and then type the password the second line after. Yes, if I can get the district to respond to my email. For some reason, the district's IT department, my class's concern about logging into a database server is not anywhere in the measurable realm. So the show databases will work inside MariaDB / MySQL. So you can see my my really bad names of databases. Dada3, dead manga, derp4, test, throwaway 3, throwaway 2. I've made a bunch of really bad ones, carb load 2.
Derp.
Yeah, I made some very poor named databases so I could delete them in the video. Yeah, test is pretty useless. It's basically there so you can put things in there and try stuff out. It used to be when you install either MariaDB or MySQL, there were some, there was, I think it was music CDs. Yeah, it was music CDs was the built-in database, and it had like 5 tables with like 8 rows each. And so I actually used that, I think 7 years ago when I was teaching database land. But in the newer versions of it, it's not included. Performance schema has a couple bits of information in it. PHPMyAdmin has rule-based information in it you can actually look at. And the information schema table actually has information about all the databases. If you have a chance to talk with Greg, he's been working with how to read through the information schema table to try and talk to the databases in that. We'll be seeing some information about how we can connect to databases as part of our next week's stuff after break. Because if the district doesn't get back with me on giving you access to the server, then we're just gonna I'll just review how to reinstall MariaDB on your machines with XAMPP, and then you can at least talk to the database with a Java plugin. Because 1 month of school with not being able to do stuff is already weird enough. So, yeah.
So, Mr. Hendrickson, if we get like XAMPP, are we able to get onto this MariaDB server, or do we have to be on the same network as you?
This is the built-in one. Like, so when you run XAMPP, you get this already, and then the .SQL file I have in Canvas, you can load up the manga fruit file just like that.
Okay.
And so if you've also committed your code to GitHub, like hopefully most of you did, then you can, any of your the private databases we made in class, you can download that .SQL file from GitHub and run that as well. But
if we like did the logged onto MariaDB and then use that like command that we did like in class, like the -H one, we wouldn't get onto this. Would we get onto this database? No, because this one's just my server. This is my laptop right here. But you could you have the code to get manga fruit right there. Yeah,
that one's already. And then I'm trying to think of, so you'd get alternate universes. I'll probably post in Canvas so you could play with that. That's what I did for the video I did the week that we were still closed, but I had access to the school. So that's 2 lectures that are on Canvas already. And then information schema, MySQL performance schema, PHPMyAdmin, and test are all just the built-in ones that basically have nothing that's useful in them, but they do exist. And then DVDs, I was attempting to use an older version of a demo database, but it doesn't talk well to the current version of MariaDB. So when you try and install it using the SQL install file, it crashes painfully. So then I tried doing just piece by piece, and that was taking too long. So I might make a better one for that. That was on the plan of stuff that we'd be doing in class. Like, oh, here's this list of DVDs. Everyone can add movies to this. We can add categories and do that. But that was pre-COVID. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, good questions all. So let's go ahead and let's run some of those queries from the DML so we can actually demonstrate that. And then we'll go from there. So I want to go ahead and I want to read from something. So if I just do select everything from products and close with our grid friend and semicolon. We have all the fruits that Henriksen could come up with and vegetables. And then chili, because, well, chili sounded good at the time. They're not chilies. That'd be a separate thing entirely. So we have, thank you, Talon, for that. Show everything from products. So the read information. To add something, what's the command I use? Insert, yes. So we're going to do insert, and then into, and then next is the name of the table. So we'll do products. Helps if I can type. And then we have to then specify all of the columns. And so this is one of the reasons why the command line is really helpful is we have access, when you use a command line tool automatically, even if you have a bad query, you at least get the values right here. So we have to specify product ID, product name, and unit price from that. And so we use our friend, the parens. And I'm just gonna do this order. So product underscore ID, comma, product underscore name, comma, and then price. Or no, unit price, thankfully. Unit price. So I have those three values. The order itself doesn't matter. I could put this one, this one, this one, totally okay. But I have to have all three of them in there because I have the rule of no nulls. I could leave this one blank though. How come? What rule did we give that column? Auto incrementing, yes, to my memos. Thank you. Exactly. So insert into products, and then we specify the products. And then what's the next keyword I have to use to give it stuff?
You do, it was insert, right?
After it, so on the insert into values, Caleb, yes. So after that, after we give the column names, we do the values command. And then we also separate those with parens, closing with a semicolon. And so product ID, explicitly we'll know that that one's there, right? -999, clearly easy to see that one. And then we use single quotes for strings. And let's see what products should we put into products? Cheese, sure. Actually, let's make it worse. Head cheese.
Oh no.
If you haven't gone to the deli and seen head cheese, go look at it sometime. It looks remarkably nasty. And a value 345.
Yeah.
Okay, so query okay, one row affected. So when we insert into it, it says how many rows were impacted by it. If it crashes and burns, it gives us an error message. And so I'm going to go ahead and just rerun this so we can select that all. And there's my head cheese up there at the top. -999. Head cheese, 345. So head cheese is expensive. It's actually not, but hey, that's okay. So that's the first part of CRUD, is to create or insert values. We've done select a bunch of times, so we're not going to do the read. How do I change a value? What's the word on for that? What's the?
Is it Update.
Yes. So update, and after update, what do I specify?
The
Table name, yes. So we're in products right now, so I'm just gonna use products because it's easy. So update products, and then there's a keyword after that. So Noah and Jason, you have the table name correct. Set Caleb, thank you. So I'm gonna set, and what do I put after the set keyword?
your field.
The field I want to change. So what field should we change inside our products table?
And cheese.
Head cheese, I think so. So set, and that's under product name.
That's way too expensive for me.
Okay, so we can, so set product name equal, and then single quotes, the -999 to an actual product ID. Totally, let's do that as well. So instead of, so set product name, instead of head cheese, these are all like natural, really tasty things. If you're a head cheese fan, I'm sorry. Definitely not on the list of tasty in my opinion, but that's okay. So let's see, we have kiwi fruit already. What's a good fruit that's not on the list?
Jackfruit.
Jackfruit, yes.
What is jackfruit?
It's
Jackfruit.
it's like a kind of like artichoke in texture, but it's really good. It makes really great sandwiches. You put like a barbecue sauce in it. Works really well. So set product name equal jackfruit, and then we'll do product ID equals say 30, and unit price, we'll make it expensive, but not ridiculous expensive. So we now have values we're separating by commas. So product name equals jackfruit, comma, product ID equals 30, comma, unit price equals 10. And then what do I do to make sure I don't change this to everything?
Oh, where?
Where. Yep, thank you. So where, and then we'll use product ID. I'm using the primary key is the best way to do it. Equals -999, yes. Okay, so now I have a statement that's gonna go through and it's gonna find this row up here on top, because it's gonna use the where clause to limit it out. And then it's going to change all those values. So it's gonna change everything in that row, including its product ID. Rows matched 1, changed 1, no warnings, happiness and joy. And now jackfruit is 30. We're missing 29. That was on purpose, and it's only 10. Okay, what is the difference between insert and update? Insert adds rows, update changes rows. So it's the difference between .add and .set in an array list. Great question. So say I want to delete 5 rows out of this table. Difference between alter and update. Alter changes the structure of the table. Update changes the contents. How do if I want to take out 5 rows out of here, like the last 5 rows, how would I do that? What's the last part of CRUD we haven't done? Delete. Truncate is DDL, yes. Yep. Yeah, truncate is usually considered DDL. Even though it does manipulate the data, they put it in the DDL status because it's basically like running drop and create at once. And I talked about that in the lecture last week. Pretty sure I said it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm only talking to myself basically for 10 to 12 hours a day now, and it's really weird. So I'm going to do delete command, and I want to take everything. I want to take the last 5 rows. What would be the way I take out the last 5 rows? Okay, where product is greater than 24, but I have to put something before that. Then how do I talk to the table?
Delete from.
From, not
Yeah.
from. And then from, and then products where product underscore id is greater than 24 semicolon 5 rows affected. Zoop.